Hello, everyone. Today we have a very special guest here with me. We have Montrell Davis, better known as DJ Trellz 336. If you do follow him on social media, which you should be doing. DJ Trellz is a Winston-Salem State University alum and a very proud one at that. He is also a HBCU Buzz 30 under 30 recipient. And he is also recently the official DJ of the NC State Wolfpack men's, women's basketball team, and also the football team as well. Thank you so much for joining us, DJ Trellz.
Thank you so much for having me. This is an honor. So I'm here. I'm willing for whatever. You let me know what we gonna do. So I'm proud.
So Trellz, a lot of people had, this 2020 was a very inspirational one for you. I really want you to share your DJ story and how you got to where you are today. Your most recent accomplishment that you share with the world is becoming the official DJ of the NC State Wolfpack, my alma mater, you know.
Okay, congrats, look at you.
The NC State Wolfpack's official DJ of the men's, women's basketball team and the football team. So can you just share your journey, your DJing journey, and how you got here today?
So I started DJing in 2014. I didn't have a laptop, didn't have anything, but my best friend is DJ Luke Nasty. That's my best friend. We went to school together. And we met my freshman year, and I got into DJing that way. And I was opening up different things for him, stuff like that. And whenever he went to his rap career, I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna start taking DJing serious. Started taking it serious at Winston-Salem State University, took off. Boomed. So like we're, developing a culture at Winston-Salem State where I didn't really care about the money. It was more so about the experience. And I think that's what led me to where I'm at today, where I'm able to call my shots on where I'm going. So I have a little sister named Maya. Maya went to NC State. And what happened was that Maya was like, well, I'm gonna get you over here because I don't like everybody. So I'm like, okay, whatever, Like I'm thinking Maya's biased. So I get over there. First event I kill, so I really like predicate myself on being versatile, being able to do everything I need to do. And one thing led to another. I did 2 concerts over there and got an email. And it was like, hey, I'm going to give your contact to athletics on the women's basketball team. Want you to be your first ever DJ, da-da-da. So I'm like, okay,
Okay.
I've always been a component. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've always been a component of hey, look, I don't get too high, too low until I see some paperwork.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Right. So they reached out. I had a, kind of like an interview, kind of like fill out a session or whatever. And it was beautiful. Got in there, rest was history. And then pre-pandemic, the players would go to other players' games. Mm-hmm. There was a guy that was dating a woman off the team. He played football. He was like, man, I'd love to have you in Carter Family, man, teeing us up. That was his exact words. I was like, hey, look, that ain't my lane. Because I knew the DJ that was over there. I was like, look, that's not my lane. Cool, I stay in my own business. Girl, I want to tell you, this summer, I got a phone call. It was from my boss. He was like, hey, look, football wants your contact. They want to bring you on, rest of history. And it was just a blessing from that point forward.
That's amazing. So, Trellz, I had to ask you, how did you separate yourself from the other DJs, just with branding and your business mindset? Especially coming from an HBCU where it's a lot of competition. Yes, it's a lot of parties, right, a lot of events, but it's also a lot of competition when it comes to DJing. So how were you able to separate yourself from everyone else?
The biggest thing was that I'm very personable. And what I mean by that is that I don't treat anybody any way different than the next person. I don't care if you black, white, Hispanic, LGBTQ, all of that, everything. I treat you the same. And I think that the biggest thing that helped me out through the journey was that I was just very mindful that people go through things. And if I can bless you with an hour or two of you enjoying my gift that God gave me, in order for you to have fun and be successful for an hour or two to get your mind off stuff, I took it with pride. And I understood that. So that was the first thing. The second thing I would love to say is that I pride myself once again on being versatile. You can put me in any environment and we're going to succeed. And that takes time and it takes effort. That's knowing music. People ask me right now, hey, what's on your Apple Music? I'm like, hey, look, like if you look at my running playlist, you might find every artist in every genre. That's just because I love great music. But like, that's something for me where I can say, hey, I can go do a wedding, and then the next hour I can go do a pre-dawn, and it'd be a totally different switch up for me. But I just predicate myself on just doing that. And the last thing is that I'm big on culture. Mm-hmm. What I mean by culture is it's always like, I got a slogan that says talent travels, gimmicks don't. You can go only so far with a gimmick until people just weed you out, throw you to the wolves. But your talent can go anywhere. I can put you in any place and your talent is going to be who you are. And I've always said, forget all of the accolades, forget all of the drama, forget all that stuff. As long as my talent is still here, I can go anywhere I want to be. And I think it's where it took me to where I'm at today.
That's true. So let me ask you a little bit about your WSSU experience. What was your way from DJing at Winston-Salem State University, and how have you been able to apply that experience to your new endeavors?
Winston prepared me for everything. I've always said Winston is the toughest crowd you're gonna meet. So if you can rock Winston, you can go anywhere and rock. It's crazy because Winston will have you sitting and you'll be in front of 800 people and they know that it's time to have fun. And then you have to duplicate something that you've done over and over and over and over and over again. But like, I can go to somewhere else and I can duplicate that and they'll be perfectly fine with it. But Winston is a tougher crowd. So if you can rock Winston, even though like we call ourselves the livest HBCU on the planet, and we stamp that, but you know, like if that's something that we can do at the same time, then that's what we're gonna do. So that's just, you know, like being able to DJ at Winston set me up for everywhere else. So like DJing everywhere else was a breeze for me because I knew that if it worked at Winston, it was gonna work 10 times better like everywhere else.
So you would say Winston State has the toughest HBCU crowd? Absolutely,
by far. Like you can go. And this is what I've learned by traveling. Like, everybody's not rocking like they say they rock. I promise that. So, like, it's only a few handful of DJs I know that's got this school where I'm like, okay, Winston can compete. You know, like, I can just look. Like, it's some places where they brand a homecoming that's live, but it's not live because of the events. It's live because so many people come. Mm-hmm. So then you come up and you say, do you want 50 people or 800 people? Let's say Winston. I ain't going to, you know, shadow bomb everybody. If I got 800 people that want to have fun, it looks like a zoo. Mm-hmm. Or I can have 4,000 people that's just standing there. Which one do I want? And I'm like, I can stamp 800 people's lives every day. Mm-hmm. Or I can see 4,000 people and be bored. But I can claim it's live because everybody came, right? I can say, yeah, like we got live at HBCU, because everybody just comes to homecoming. I'm like, okay, so what about the rest of the 280 days on campus?
So it's quality.
Is it dead? Yeah. You know, like that's something that's very major to me because I'm like, look, like why would I give you the whole basket of fruit, but all of the fruit, but one is spoiled? Then it's like, dang, well, you know, like, is this even good? Yeah. I can give you 4 oranges and they all be ripe. And then you're like, man, like, so I got really 4 over the 1. So
now I want to know whose events you shading, but I know you're not going to tell me.
Oh, no, I'll tell you.